Hello and welcome to another edition of Shadow of Love. I am your co-host, Holly, lover of great white sharks, dark chocolate, intimacy coach, writer, all around, just lovely personality. And I'm here with my co-host today, Ernest.
Hey Holly, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, and I am dark chocolate. I'm glad to be back. I am Ernest, the proud co-host of Shadow of Love. I am a chef of Southern cuisine, uh, sixth eye enthusiast, lover of all things classic and full of soul, and the unofficial president of the Stevie Wonder fan club.
Nice. So it's been a minute. We've kind of been on hiatus life, right? Both of
Yeah,
us.
we've been lifing. We've
We've been
been getting
lifing.
our life on.
Yeah, not like the good life,
Adulting.
but yeah, the adulting life. The not fun life. And today we're going to talk about love and aging. So Ernest, for you, what you the big 50 just turned 50 a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, it's she done outed me as old. Yeah, 50's weird. 50's not 49. It's a big, even fuck all number, right? Like 49 was different. So, turning 50, I remember the night hanging out with my boys, and there were moments where in between the shots and talking shit and all that stuff, there were moments where I was quiet and reflective, right? Like thinking about like a lot of shit. Like, it's a milestone, it's a milestone birthday. But then you realize too that you're on the clock,
Yeah.
right? You realize you are on the clock. Shit gets real, real fast. And it's the fourth quarter, right? How many points you got on the board? So there were moments where I was quiet and reflective and, you know, like asking myself, like, well, what do you want it to look like for the rest? Or what do you want it to look like now going forward, like in this moment of this year? Because I said I was going to do like a whole year of stuff. I'm doing big shit this year already. You know what I mean? Signed divorce papers, that's big.
Woo!
Woo, woo.
It's been such a journey. We just need to really take a moment to celebrate that because what? Like 2 years?
It's been 2 years.
Damn, that's so
2 years.
long. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank the law offices of Zon Law in beautiful seaside Ventura, California. Zon Law, with locations in Ventura, Los Angeles, and Encino. Thanks, Monica.
Yeah, getting older and then reflecting on that, I mean, that too has to have its own it has to have its own imparting on, aging as well, right? Because it's really hard to go through these transitions as you get older. My divorce was official last year and still like I'm still not even in a place where I don't know if it's just age though, where I don't really even want to date. So it gets harder to kind of not rebound, but like roll back from these situations and I think be in the same space. Like it's just different. It hits so different.
It does. It does. It's so weird because I've been taking stock, like on real talk. I've been taking some real stock about like who am I going to, you don't change. It's like making a New Year's resolution. You know how people make New Year's resolutions and they say like, next today from now on, I'm not going to be whatever. I'm going to stop smoking as I'm sitting here smoking right now. Or I'm going to give up fatty food. What like no, you're still going to be the same piece of shit that you were. It's just the clock just turned to midnight, right? Just calm that shit down. I believe that this year I had to take some time. I'm taking time and taking stock to reevaluate who I am and who I want to be.
Mm.
Right. So earlier this summer, as you know, I was full of, there was some shenanigans. There was a lot of shenanigans this summer,
Always shenanigans.
and I was having a lot of fun for the most part. There was, lots of late nights and all that good stuff. And I realized that at 50, you can't, that shit ain't cute no more. 49, fine. But 50 is like I said, that big even ass number, right? Like you just can't be doing that. I feel to myself, there's certain behaviors I don't want to engage in at 50. Doesn't make me righteous, doesn't make me better. It's just how I feel about myself. So lately, I've curtailed a lot of things, hanging out every night, boozing, the streets, because I love them streets and them streets love me.
Yeah,
But you can't say I'm being in them streets at 50 ain't cute,
it's not.
right? And I was really becoming concerned. I've shared this with a couple of my friends. I was really becoming concerned that I didn't want to become a parody of myself.
Mm,
I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that old man in the club. Not like I go to the club, but like just in them streets like that. I don't want to be that dude. And there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not for me.
I don't know if there's nothing wrong with it, but there's so many of them. Like that's the thing, I have found like even though I'm not dating, I'm on dating apps because I just honestly am not dating because I haven't found anyone that really meets kind of what I said is like a baseline for myself, which is probably a good thing at this point. And I don't know, maybe I'm too picky. I don't really care though. Like just at this stage in my life, knowing who I am and knowing what I want and knowing what my life looks like and the things I want to accomplish, like I have expectations, you know, and not like hard expectations, but um like I don't just can't date someone who's kind of floating along in their career or who's really not hasn't figured some things out for themselves, I guess, or doesn't know how to adult. But like it's a real thing that men seem to cling to this notion of youthfulness and wanting to portray themselves as being like young and virile and I don't know if it's just like being out in the Southwest, but like everyone's damn fucking profile photo is them hiking on the weekend and they're like mountain climbing or fucking skiing. And that's great. Like good, keep yourself healthy, but to me like that's not what I'm necessarily looking for. Like I'm sitting there thinking like if you get hurt, if you out there skateboarding at 50 and you fuck up, like I don't want to have to be responsible for any kind of
Oh no,
bills.
no. They
No.
don't make new parts for 50. You gotta order that shit special order.
Oh, right.
That shit is not in stock. A new hip, no, they gotta make that shit custom
Right.
for real. But like me, I think it got twisted when people start saying dumb shit like 50 is the new 40, right? Which is dumb as hell because if I owed you $50 and I gave you 40, you gonna feel some kind of way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're $10 short. So my thing is, I think a lot of people are afraid to get older because there's a lot of uncertainty with getting old,
Right.
right? It really is, and I feel it now more than I've ever felt it. Like the end is near, not near, but like I've been having some realistic conversations with some of my friends that we're the same age group, and you know we ask weird questions to each other like, "How long you think you got?" Which
Right.
you would never ask in your 30s or your 20s.
And it's terrifying. And you get on that other side of the fence and you have to start thinking about like planning. Like
Yeah.
I bought an end of life planner. My kids freaked out. They were like, what the fuck is that for? And I was like, because I don't want to leave you in a lurch,
Mhm.
if anything go and I haven't filled it out yet. I'm gonna do that at some point this year. I don't have the energy for that at this particular moment. But it's my kind of gift to them to be able to be organized so that if anything would happen, then at least they're in a space where they can get the information they need and be able to have that on hand. But like it really freaked my 16-year-old son out. He was like it was like he really thought for the first time about the fact that at some point I'm not going to be there. Like we talk about it in very abstract terms, but this was like, oh, like at some point mom's not going to be there.
Yeah.
And those conversations are hard, but like I also want to have them because like I have aging parents and we don't talk about this shit at all. And I'm terrified for when my parents, go in that direction because like I feel completely unprepared, and it's also a hard topic to talk about with boomers because they don't want to talk about it at all. And they just don't seem to want to prepare themselves. Like I'm looking forward to when my kids are finally all out of the house in 6 years, because then I can like scale down, like I can't wait to have a smaller space or have a space where I don't need to like maintain something. Whereas my parents are still living in like a fucking, house that has a basement, 2 upstairs levels where they have to climb steps. And just like I'm sure that my mom still has like all these boxes of magazines from the 1980s in the basement that were there the last time. I'll find out. I'm gonna be home a little bit. We're gonna find out. So
Harper's Bazaar.
yeah, right.
Jacqueline Bissette's on the cover. God damn.
Like, mom, you can throw away your business records from the 90s. I think we're good. Like I think we're okay at this point. So it's just that preparation. I don't want to leave my kids with that kind of legacy, but it's like it's a weird place to be, to think about that, because mentally I feel really young and I still feel so capable of so many things. But then physically my body's just like,
Nah,
nah, like, I don't know, like that's great that you're thinking about that. It's really good you have dreams, but I'm here to like tell you realistically what you can and cannot do.
my body is honest as fuck with me. My body went through therapy before I think I did. Right. My body is so honest with me, it's brutally honest. Right. Like right now, if I'm only gonna run if I see like a group of people running towards me, like running away from some shit, I'll run too. Right. But like I'm not gonna just run. I'm not gonna jump from, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna do shit like try to climb a fence or jump off of something. Like I'm not doing none of that shit no more. Like my body has told me like, no, we're not doing that shit at
Right.
all. I've had some moments. And here's where men, we need to start. I can't speak for women. I'm speaking for men, or maybe just for myself. You have to realize some things about yourself at this age, right? I'm pretty fit. I'm lean. I exercise, and the worst thing I do is smoke, and I'm trying to stop as I'm sitting there smoking a cigarette right now. But men have to come to your body will tell you some shit before you come to realize it. And it may come at a weird moment. It may come at a moment where you don't want it to come at, right? I'm at this point, and I don't know if we talked about this shit on the show before, but I'll talk about it because men need to talk about this shit. I've realized that I can only do maybe 4 things in one day, maybe 3, right? Like I can't go to work and work all day on my feet, right? And then go out, have a few drinks, hit the dance floor, and be out late as hell, and then try to come home and think I'm gonna be a porn star, right? Because somewhere in the middle of that shit, your body's gonna say, nah, dog, we're done. We're going to bed. We're done.
It just shuts down.
It just shuts down. And there's a lot of men that aren't willing to, and I take, I'm pretty fit, but like my body's just changing on me. And there's literally nothing I can do. It's just on the clock. Right. So I realize now that there's certain things I'm within time limits.
Right.
Right. I'm within time limits. Like I gotta hit this shit like a bank heist. In and out.
Ah!
Keep the motor running. Keep the motor running. I'll be right back right quick. For real. Like I don't think that there's any like like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for laughing, but this shit is funny as hell. This shit's funny to me because it's just being honest. Like, I don't think there's any more daddy long stroke anymore. Like, there's, you know what I mean? There might be, you know, like I'm just being honest about it. You got to be honest about your shit, right? Like, I'm very humble about sex these days and things like that. Like, I'm still good at it, but like the length of time is just, I'm not doing this all night. I'm not doing it all night, right? And I'm not one of those dudes that's gonna like, you know, when you're young, dudes be making we lie about our dick, on some bullshit like, yeah, dog, my shit's a stretch limo. I'm just knocking them out. I'm like, nah, I'm not like my dick's not a stretch limo. My dick is more like a fully loaded Chevy Impala with leather seats and a sunroof, right? It's comfortable. It's nice. You know what I'm saying? It's nice. You drop, you get in it again. Like, oh, this is nice. Like once you're there, like this is nice. But we're not going on a cross country trip in it. We'll go to the store and back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. We go to your mama house,
Yeah.
right? We go to the cookout with this, but we ain't going. No, we're not doing this all night,
No.
literally. And
No.
I'm okay with it. But men tend to, from what I've noticed, men tend to either delude themselves into believing that they can stay young longer in their heads. Because like in my head for a long time, in my 40s, I felt like I was 35 in my head for a long time.
Yeah, I did
Even
too.
though like even though my body was changing. And the whole love shit, hey man, once you get naked, you're gonna see some gray hairs. People ain't ready, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not young no more. Like my balls look like Frederick Douglass. my, my, my balls look like Morgan Freeman about to do a TED talk.
It's real though. Like this I just can't with you. Yeah. The stamina thing is real and just the energy, you know? Like, I mean, I have legit fallen on myself just trying to masturbate, like falling asleep. Like
See,
just
that's sad.
I
That's
know.
sad.
I know, but like that's you get to a point where I mean for me my day is so exhausting because my job is pretty demanding. And then you throw in anything with like kids in the mix. And then like you hit a point at night and I'm like, I'm just even too tired for myself. Like I got nothing to give. Nothing to give. You
See,
know?
and that's the thing. I'm trying to stay optimistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really am. And I'm not bitter or cynical. I'm not bitter or cynical. I don't roll like that. So, like, as you get older and you're trying to still be romantically involved with people, I think you have to be open-minded about where you are. You know what I mean? Like in your head, in your body, in your mind. And the older you get, you will meet people that are cynical, that are bitter, that, have gone through some things. Some of the same things that you've gone through, that I've gone through, but they may process it differently. And then there's like, your personal politics and how you view the world. The dating pool at our age, at my age, is different. Everyone has kids. A lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people have kids that are older, and some even have young kids. So, you know, everybody has like pretty much ready-made families and things like that. And plus, you can get set in your ways, right? 50, I'm done baking. I'm out the oven. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the only thing for me that I can do is either improve myself or not.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm optimistic about being romantically involved with people. Although I'm not going to do it right now. I'm taking myself off the shelf. I'm not serious about anybody right now. Or I'm not a serious thing. I'm not trying to be. But going forward, who knows, right? Like who knows? Like I just don't want to be one of those people that I don't want to be a grumpy old man.
Right.
right? Or have a pessimistic view of everything because of things that I've happened to be involved with, or things that have happened to me, or going through a rough divorce and custody and money. What I mean, all these things can that can fuck you up. That's all like, that can give you PTSD.
Right. I don't think I don't think I have a pessimistic view. I think I'm at a stage where, because I'm on my own, I have a lot of leeway right now to build myself up and to kind of pursue things for myself that was energy in my past relationship, where a lot of it went to having to just help manage someone else manage their stuff, right? So or where I was like the main responsible person, right? And so like now I'm the main responsible person, but mostly for myself. And I just have things that I want to do, especially like career wise, where I have the opportunity now because of my age and because of my experience, where I can pursue things a little bit more. And that just means like I don't have the same amount of time to necessarily like just fuck around, you know? And I'm just not into the fucking around and finding out that I was in like my 20s and like I don't need to know necessarily. I'm good. I don't need the experience. I could write a whole book about that shit at this point. Like I would much rather have quality and like someone who actually can provide like some kind of companionship. And that's really hard to find. Like people just are so I don't know. Maybe it's the Southwest, but like men here are legit like concerned about, it's like Peter Pan syndrome. They just want to fucking be young forever. And, you know, I think a lot of them are looking for younger women because it helps feed their own narrative of who they are and what they are and how they feel about themselves. And like, I just don't feel a need for that. So I don't know. I haven't found anything substantial where I've been like, wow, that this could be a really interesting person. I'm a really interesting person. So like the bar is me. And if you can't even meet my bar, like I'm not gonna fuck with you. Period. End of story.
My bar was at the bar.
Your bar lives at the bar.
Yeah, my bar lives in the bar, and I had to knock that shit off too, right? Like me. I like I said before, like there's a lot of denial and there's a lot of fear. Like fear will make you deny some things about getting older. You know. Also, I'm I've dated or have had some moments with women younger than me lately over the last what year or
Mm,
so.
mhm.
So, and it's not like I was looking for somebody younger than me, but it's weird now because of like, I'm 50. Like I could fuck around with somebody like my number is in the middle now, right? So I'm 50. So I could mess around with a 25-year-old, which I wouldn't do, or a 55-year-old, right? I could, hey, if I meet a if I meet a Blanche, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm in that age group now. I'm in a thank you for being a friend age group,
Right.
right? It just gets weird because you realize that time is a thing, and that's really like with me a thing that I don't really want to mess around with anymore. I don't
Yeah.
want to play with my time
Yeah.
anymore. Like there's moments where I can have fun and enjoy the moment, but I don't want to have too much. I'm not big on reckless fun all like that anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not big on that for real.
Nobody wants to be like 50 and get chlamydia. Like that's just
Just saying, what you doing? What you doing here? You know
right.
what I'm saying? Right? I don't know. You get older and you start. You sometimes you want to chase your glory days, but be realistic. They're behind you.
Yeah.
I was talking to a good dear friend of mine Wednesday. We went out and had a drink, and we were talking about aging. He's older than me, and he was like, "So, what's it like to be 50?" He's like, "I remember being 50," and I said, I'm changing everything. I just had to. Not that trying to change things makes me trying to be better. It's just necessary for me and my relationships with everyone around me, my friends, lovers, family. Uh, I said to him, hey man, I'm done with a lot of the, you know, it's like I had to like shed a skin,
Mhm.
so to speak, like, like how like do the rowdy nights and in them streets and all of that. I'm like, I just had to give it up. You know what I mean? Because of the fear of becoming a cliche, becoming the old man in the club. You know, I promised myself I would never be that kind of person.
Yeah.
I literally promised myself. It's like when I turn 50, this is what it's going to look like, right? So now there's a lot more, quiet in my life, and I like it. I really do. As far as dating, it's going to be a long, long time before I really even consider entertaining something serious because of, I've tried it in the past, and that shit blew up in my face like a dye pack. So I realize now, like, I'm doing the self evaluation that a lot of men do, and either you do it two ways. Either you do it the way like, yeah, I need to fix that, or I'm gonna buy a Corvette. You know what I mean? I want to buy a Corvette. Yeah,
Buy a Corvette and I'm gonna go and cross train and yeah.
yeah. I don't want to be that guy. And there's nothing. And I've also realized this too. When you see that old guy in that Corvette, sometimes it's not a midlife crisis. He finally got enough money to buy that bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the kids are out the house, and
I can respect that.
that's something that he wanted. I'm just gonna say that too. It's not always a midlife crisis,
No, if there's like
right?
a 25-year-old blonde next to him, then,
Then it's different.
then it's different. I think it's interesting because it's different for men. I mean, I know that you have some like physiological changes, but I think that women feel it harder just because like menopause, like it fucking like your shit just fucking changes. Like I've, going through menopause now and I was like, what the fuck is this? Why am I so hot all the time? Like I can't even entertain the idea of sleeping with someone else because like I physically can't sleep myself alone right now, or I'm trying to figure out a way to make that happen, or I just get so exhausted that I'm like done. There's like no real in between right now. I'm trying to figure that out. But I mean, it just hits you so hard and so fast, and you don't really have a choice but to like fucking slow your roll and just be like, how can I take the best care of myself moving forward? What is this going to mean? Because like once women hit menopause, like it's fucked up. Like your bone density just fucking starts getting weird. You're at risk for all this shit all of a sudden, you know. And God, I'm going through a hot flash right now. I'm like, so
I'm sitting there watching you.
I know it's horrible.
I'm
It's just,
like, you changed to like three different shades of pink.
I know, right? I'm like, fuck this shit because it's already hot in the Southwest. I don't need this anymore. But it's a weird thing. And so like trying to determine like, do I even want to like do any hormone replacement therapy? And like I even lost my sex drive or anything like that as badly as I was anticipating, but like I'm also not, that's not my priority anymore, in terms of that kind of health. And I would like to find someone where it's more of an intellectual attraction at this point, because the physical is going to come and go. Like in about 20 years, like I ain't going to be doing shit probably, you know. I mean, I ideally could hope that maybe I would be, but you don't know, right? By the time I hit 67, like that's like you're really hitting the end stages at that point. But like being able to have a conversation with someone or enjoy like some kind of mutual interest, be it music or art or something, that to me is a little bit more important at this point. But I don't know, all the men in my direct vicinity just seem like they all want to be shirtless and naked and fucking around.
That's the thing. That's what I was saying before. Like, talking to my friend, I said, hey man, you know, I done smoked all the smoke. I drank all the drink. I danced all the dance. I clubbed all the club. sex doll to sex, you know. At this point, like literally at this point, I really just kind of, I'm like, I'm more looking at puppies than
Mhm.
women. Like I want to adopt a dog,
Oh, dude,
right?
I have 5 dogs. So I'm in there and I'm content with like that companionship with them. Like it's cool. I love my little brood of of and I didn't intend to get 5 dogs. It's a whole long story, but I have 5 dogs and
You
they're
got
like
the you got
I
101 Dalmatians over that
I
motherfucker.
do.
God
I feel
damn.
well protected though, right? And it's cool. Like they are actually really good companions. And like I don't know. It just things are so different at this point in terms of what my goals and my values are. And like you said, I mean, I did so much stuff in my 20s and even in my 30s. And I think maybe for people who got married out of high school or got married out of college and who really had like limited adventures, then it hits different. And, you know, maybe if you're getting out of a relationship, you know, 20, 30 years later, you might feel that need. Everyone, like we've had this conversation, like it
Yeah,
seems
I
like
did. I
everyone
did.
wants to be polyamorous, right? Everyone wants to explore relationships now because it's so fluid um and because they can just do whatever and so they're wild oats, so to speak. But like I don't feel a need to do that because it's like, can you really top what I've already experienced in my 20s? And if I did, could I physically survive that experience? And see, that's where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if
I
I come
don't
out
know. Yeah,
unscathed.
I don't know if I'm gonna come out, like my hip hurt right now. I don't know if I'm going like on God, my hip is fucking killing me right now. Right? My hip didn't hurt. My hip didn't hurt when I did that shit in my 30s. That same position, when I pulled that off in my 30s, my hip didn't hurt. Pulled that shit off in my 40s. My hip didn't hurt. I pulled that position a couple weeks ago when I was 49 and my hip didn't hurt. Right?
Oh,
Hip hurt now, having spasms in my hip. But I'm sorry, that's just funny. Um, like I said, it hit different in your 50s. Like
right.
literally hit different, right? So I don't know. Like I'm more on now, like for me right now, I'm taking so much time to because I don't know what I'm I don't know what I am yet.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people come and I'm not knocking people, but people say like, well, I'm prepared, blah, 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 whatever. And rock unnecessary artificial confidence. I don't know what I am yet. You know what I mean? Like I know that I'm 50, I'm, newly divorced, father, um, which that has its challenges. And I'm really at this crossroad of like, you know, like at that fork in the road of like, you know, like life until 49, hit 50, you're at this crossroads. And at one, you could do the fuckery, right? But then I'm like, in retrospect, you know me for a long time. Fuckery at 50. Do I really need to do fuckery at 50? I don't need it. I've done it. I got the trophies for it.
but you
You
just
know what I'm
gotta
saying?
take a nap at 50. That's
Oh shit, I can't wait. I'm gonna take a nap when we're done. Right?
right.
I'm gonna eat and take a nap. Like for real, like I've done all the fuckery. I've all the things that I see young men do, I've already done. And I have younger friends. And I'm at that point I realize I've become the old man in the crew.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I'm the old man in the crew. I've some of the things that my friends that are in the 30s, late 20s, I'm watching them do. And I'm that guy that's like, when you do that, this is what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And it comes to pass either way. But I realize I'm the OG now. In my family, I'm the OG. You know what I mean? I was at a family cookout beginning in July and I was talking to one of my older uncles. And he was like, "You're a chef, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a chef, blah, 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 blah." And he's like, "Good. You're on the grill next family reunion." Right? Like things are being passed down to me now. And also 50 is an age where was talking to a friend of mine about this not too long ago. When 50 is an age where you start to realize life is taking more things than it's giving, right?
Yeah.
So I'm very cautious and mindful of what I want to lose and what I want to gain, right? I want to gain more experiences that are not necessarily fun, but enriching. I ain't trying to sound old or wise, but like I want to enjoy, I want to have more joy going forward than I've had in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? Not just going through a divorce, whatever, just more joy, different experiences. And I also don't want to, I don't want to leave a trail of hurt behind me, you
Right.
know, broken hearts and, you know, recriminations and, you know, because like in my 30s, I wasn't shit. I was worth a bag of dead flies squished, you know what I'm saying? But it was cool, you know what I mean? Like one of my nicknames is ain't shit. I will answer to ain't shit if somebody says it out loud. Was that cute in my 20s and my 30s? Yeah, it ain't cute when you're 50.
No.
So I'm really working on improving just how I go through the world and how I handle all of my relationships with people, from professional to personal to sexual.
Do you find in Pittsburgh, because I haven't been there for a minute, but I know here, our community, I mean, Pittsburgh's bigger than Santa Fe, but our community is one where like you just end up overlapping with the same people over and over. And so I find too that for me, there's just so much um interplay within social circles of people dating each other, and that's kind of like a turnoff for me to some degree. Like I don't know that I want to date someone who I know has like fucked at least 4 other people that I know of, particularly if those people might be sketchy on any level, right? So it's like knowing that and knowing that and not that I need or want someone who doesn't have baggage or is pure as the driven snow, but that to me is just like a consideration too. Like I don't know, I don't want to be thinking about the fact that you fuck these other people if I know that you know what I mean? And
I don't mind if you have baggage, but bitch, don't have a sky cap. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has baggage. I try not to. That's an interesting question. I try not to. We were talking before. Like I I don't get involved sexually with people that I know have a history with like close friends
right.
or whatever. Like we all got a history, right? I'm a dirty library, but I I try not to do overlap if possible. You know what I mean? Because it just makes for awkward situations. It can make for awkward situations. So I do my best not to, you know. And plus, like my whole thing nowadays is like, well, what was up until this point was like, I'm not really trying to have a relationship with anybody. I've tried that. Like, we're just having fun. We're having fun. Like that's all you're going to get out of me these days. You have some fun, right? You might know what my favorite color is or whatever like that, but like, it's not going to be. Don't try to jump into this pool because it's very shallow right now. So overlap, ugh, eh, it can be, it's awkward. You know what I mean? So I try to avoid it. I have avoided it, like since I've been back for the most part, I believe.
It didn't bother me as much when I was in my, 20s or even 30s because you're just kind of like, oh, it's part of like whatever scene you're in, and I don't know, but now I'm kind of like, I don't want the drama. I think at the end of the day, that's what it is for me. I just don't want the drama that comes with all of that potentially.
No, I mean I've walked into a few places and I'm like, ooh, shit, I done seen too many people naked in this motherfucker. I need to make myself real small in this bitch. Go find the corner. Like I know where your birthmark is, and hers too.
Right.
She's ticklish, right? She's lactose intolerant. But you know what I mean? Like I've walked in places, I'm like, ooh, I got history in this piece, and it ain't cute. you know, it used to be I used to take it as a like an ego stroke, and now it's like it's just awkward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's awkward. It ain't cute. It's really not. So again, 50, big ass numbers.
What what would your like ideal partnership look like at this age? Like what for you would just be, you know, something you would engage in that you think would work the best for you?
Uh, right now, Holly, I wouldn't care if God herself and the ghost of Dom Cornelius introduced me to a woman and said, "This is the one for you." I would still have questions. I told you this. Like I don't know what it looks like. Again, I really I have an idea of what I like specifically in a woman, or like the woman that I like want or whatever, like that checks all my boxes. But right now, if I met her right now, I'm not ready. I'm honestly, I'm not ready for that shit. You know what I mean? Because what, two-time divorcee, I'm a two-time loser right here in the streets, and I'm not walking back in that casino again. I don't give a fuck. At gunpoint, I'm not going back into the shitty casino. Because that's all marriage is. Like marriage is a shitty casino.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So
I'm three strikes, I'm out.
you got tic-tac-toe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, I know what I like in a woman if I were to do it again. Not marry, but like have a long-term partnership or be serious with somebody. If I met her right now, and I actually know a personal example of her. If I met her right now, I'm not ready for it. You know what I mean? I'm still raw. You know what
Mm.
I mean? And I've tried really trying to be serious in the recent past, and I wasn't ready then. You know,
And I told you that.
I know you're like my Jiminy to my Pinocchio. Like I wouldn't do that, Pinocchio. And there I am on that island making the ass of myself, drinking beer, smoking cigars like I like to do anyway. So yeah, I just honestly don't think I'm prepared to go down that road right now. It's gonna take me some time to really figure out myself, and here's the part of the show where we say, folks, we are not professionals. This is our disclaimer. We are not professionals. We're just two friends that get together and commiserate in hopes that people realize that you're not alone. Like everyone has these issues or whatever. So if you do have problems, please seek help, professional, personal. Uh, find a therapist, find a pastor, find good friends, uh, to someone trained, because we make this shit up as we go,
Yep.
and that's why there's 5 marriages between the both of us. So this is our catharsis that we just happen to record and share with the world. So please, if you need help, seek it. Don't find it from us. We're not responsible for what we do. So, but no, I don't know. I'm just honestly, I've taken like a month to myself to, like, I've taken like a month, almost a month to myself. I haven't been going out. I've been just kind of a shut in and just dealing with my own shit, just to figure out what I want to be and what I want to do going forward. So right now, I don't think that I could have somebody close to me watching me go through this. Not that it's a bad thing, because it's not. It's just that I don't. When you're in a relationship, people ask you questions, and maybe you're not ready to answer those questions about yourself, about your future, about your present, because women want to know if you got a plan. I didn't realize, like, women like plans,
Yeah.
right? Dating, like, shit, I didn't have a plan. I just wanted to do something, right? So I'm just I'm just figuring myself out. That's all. And for the last 2 years, I was, running on emotional fumes, right? So now that I actually have a moment to stop and things are becoming more clear, I'm taking the time out for myself, right? Because I need it. And I really think it would be unfair. And full disclosure, in my past, I was unfair because I wasn't ready for a relationship and I decided to get in one anyway. And I regret that. And I regret, having a participant in it. So now, no, give me some time. Give me some time. You know, where I think they say like how long you were together with somebody, divide that by two, and that's how much time you need to take to get over that person or to move on. In my case, I don't think it's going to take that long because I'm pretty much over it. But I don't want to go back to the rodeo right now. I'm cool because there's bullshit at the rodeo.
There is. Yeah, I would say I think the dividing by two, I mean, it gets harder when you're older too. You just don't, I think you have more emotional elasticity when you're younger to get over things and kind of rebound. You're not as cautious, you can throw a little caution to the wind because it's again that time and you don't feel it ticking and you don't see the implications of like how you use your time as much when you're younger. But I mean, I've been single now for a year and a half. And I'm just finally really starting to think like it might be nice to maybe have like some companionship, maybe have someone I can do some things with. But then I also have kids and I have really good friends that, you know, don't fill those roles, but I can lean on that as well. So I don't really like you. I don't feel like a need. There's no real need. But like if I'm gonna date someone too, like they really have to be quality. And not just like bargain basement quality, but like actual quality, have lived a decent life, I would say, and like have something to be something interesting to say or talk about or do, you know, do something interesting, even if it's just for yourself. And I don't know. Men are so fucking basic right now. And I am not a basic bitch. This is really hard.
Oh, we're just, here's the thing. Like, men are moist as fuck. Like, these new dudes, I'm sorry. These new dudes are moist as fuck. I'm not dissing nobody. And it ain't about being tough. It's just like, why are you so fucking fragile? Why are you fragile? Like, I don't get these fragile ass dudes. And I'm in therapy, so I can share how I feel, but at the same time, I'm not gonna come across moist, right? These new dudes are just they just got too many, they have too many feels for me sometimes. And I've said this shit before. I was raised by dinosaurs. So, forgive me if I have my moments, but like these new dudes, I don't know, it's a catch 22 because like women want dudes that are masculine, like straight women or whatever. Like women want whatever fuck. I can't do all the pronouns right now, but like women want men that come across as masculine and confident and tough and all. You know what I mean? Like be able to you know be protective, but then they want us to be sensitive too, right? At the same time, and it's hard for men to do that.
Right.
Like men of my generation, it's hard for them to do both, right? But I think these new dudes, I don't know if it's because there's more men now that were raised by women and around women that how their masculine identity is a little skewed. And there's nothing wrong with that, but just like they're just a little fragile for me. They're just a little fragile for me. I'm not dissing them, but they're just, like all these motherfuckers that have got like I said, the ninth place trophy winning motherfuckers are out here now. Like they're
Right.
40 now. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of that. And I'm not of that generation. I think it's okay to be able to convey your emotions, but not be I think these new dudes are too emotional. That's all. Like there's a difference between saying how you feel and then just always being in your feelings.
I don't think that there's a lot of men who take the time that you're talking about taking. Like they're not taking that beat, you know? It's like it's just a bounce. Like they'd be fucking bouncing out here like Tiggers all over in the wild, you know? And I'm no Eeyore, but like goddamn, slow down and like take a minute, you know?
No, it's because we like to because a while ago, my therapist asked me, she was like, "Why do you go out all the time?" Right? And I said, "Because if I'm home, it's just me, right? I'm just sharing my shit. I don't give a fuck." Um, I was men like to run.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Not necessarily like run from a fight or something like that, but we will certainly run from ourselves and we will run from our truth. We will do that easily. I know a lot of men who have done it. I've been an active participant in it where I'm just going to run from my feelings. I'm going to run from this truth. I'm going to run from loneliness or the feeling of being alone. I've never been lonely. I've been alone, right? But like when I first moved back to Pittsburgh, I wasn't I wasn't ready to be alone yet, right? Like alone was new for me and I'm like, "You know what? I'm hitting them streets." And I hit them streets hard. Hit them streets hard for a couple of different reasons. One, I was a house cat during my marriage, and there's nothing wrong with that. And two, um, I like women, right? And it had been a while since I was out there, so I went hard. I went hard, and I made some mistakes. I've owned up to those mistakes, and and I've since apologized to all the participants in my mistakes. um, you know, men, we run. We just do it. Well, a lot of us do it because we're afraid. The thing about being a man is, especially like men of my age group that grew up like in the eight, like I was born in the '70s. I'm an '80s kid. The thing about men of this age is, I think that a lot of us weren't taught to be okay with ourselves,
mm,
right? So that's how you get a lot of these different. I don't like saying toxic masculinity because I think it's overly used. I think that there's a lot of perverted, twisted ideas about masculinity. And what I don't mean perverted about like sexual, I mean just twisted. And I grew up that way. And it took me years to actually say, you know what, I'm gonna get into therapy and fix my shit. Or at least try to. So it's harder for men. It's hard for us to do. That's why like dating, women of my age, they're used to men that got fucked up ideas about masculinity and femininity and dating and how to treat a woman. Because I grew up in a hip hop age where there's a dude right now to co-host a show with Martha Stewart that told me that I'm not supposed to love women.
mm.
I grew up in that era of, you know, a culture that treats women like they're disposable, right? So there's a lack of value in the culture. And, you know, I'm trying to fix that shit for me, right? I grew up in that. I grew up as a womanizer. You know what I mean? With womanizing friends, that's just how I grew up. And for a long time, and you know me, I was I was doing it, and now I don't want to do it anymore, right? And I'm trying to fix it, right? I can't I can send out disclaimers and apologies for all of my poor behavior, but I'm just trying to fix it. And a lot of men, we don't either know how to fix it or are confident enough to fix it or willing to acknowledge it. That's why we run. We run from everything. Standing still, but in our heads we're running
You're running naked up a mountain,
naked with grease on our feet, just
right?
sliding right back down. Right? Like what did what did Blade say? Like trying to ice skate uphill.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just hard. for me, it's been a journey. And like I said, I don't know. I'm forever optimistic. I don't know if I'll ever fall deeply in love again. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I have the propensity and the emotional bandwidth to do that. Right. I just kind of just, eh, right now. Maybe it'll change. Hopefully it'll change. I'm not pessimistic. I just don't like right now. I'm cool. You know, um, I'm still meeting, like I'm meeting a lot of women just on some random, but like it's that weird thing where you're not looking for women, or like you're not looking to date a dude or whatever. Then everybody starts popping up out of the woodwork.
Right.
I'm at that moment, right? So yeah,
Yeah, you need to just keep on with yourself.
I know, right?
But then that's funny. It becomes like a catch-22 to a point, because the more time you spend by yourself, the more like you don't necessarily want to be in a relationship with other people, or to even be
That's the
dating,
catch.
because you find the quality time. I mean, like I have so much that I can fill my time with for myself that I enjoy, be it writing or reading or just taking myself out to do things that I enjoy, listening to music. Like I don't even think really anymore about like, oh, would it be better if I had someone with me? I don't know, maybe not, you know? So it just becomes a thing where you really aren't, maybe it's like letting go of the codependency of relationships. And it's really odd and freeing, and also something that I never witnessed growing up, and that I never really chose for myself growing up, because I never witnessed women making those kinds of choices. So it's nice to be able to model it for my daughter. We have a lot of conversations about things like that, and about, dating, and about um, just taking time for yourself first, making sure that you do things for yourself first, rather than like self-sacrificing, be it for other people or for having a family and stuff like that. Because it's a little bit, more challenging for me at this age to be in a place where I'm building my career, where I could have probably been much more advanced at this point, you know, otherwise, if I didn't have like the same history of being a parent. So you start to reflect on some of those things and see them, and you know,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
do. I do a lot of what ifs. I do a lot of what ifs, right? I mean, you just do. You know how I said I stop and I take a look at the tape from the last game.
yeah.
You know, I wouldn't do. I don't know if I'd do it again.
I don't have any regrets about my first two marriages, simply because of my kids. I really, really love my kids, and they're my favorite people on this earth, maybe next to like you and some of my other close people. Um, but like the last one, I could do without. I could do without the stress that brought. I could do without the self-doubt that it brought, and the amount of like mental fuckery that it brought, just because, being in a relationship with anyone who has any issues with substances, like it's all mental fuckery all day, all the time. And I think that in retrospect, and like looking back on what the red flags were, but I think that that is a byproduct of the fact that I don't know that I took enough time after my second marriage ended, where we were together over a decade. Because it sounds really bad when you've been divorced 3 times, but I've had reasonable circumstances for each. But the second one, we were together a long time, and I don't think that maybe took the amount of time at that one, because I had been in a relationship for a long period, and I had kind of done a lot of self-sacrificing, career-wise and otherwise, and I came out of that, and I wanted to, I think I was still in like that experience age. um and I think maybe if I had taken more of a beat at that point, I probably wouldn't have gone down that road, but like hard lesson learned, won't ever
Yeah.
forget it ever. And, that person doesn't let me forget it every month.
I did everything backwards. I did everything backwards. I'm backwards as fuck. I'm romantically dyslexic as fuck. For real. Because I remember when I first moved back here, you're like, you need to take some time for you, Ernest. You would give me all this like sage advice. Then I'm like, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to Kelly's, right? Um, um, you're saying like dropping some good gems on me, like, figure your shit out, figure yourself out. You need to take this time for you. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm hitting these streets. And, I made messes, right? Cut to what? A year and some change later, here I am. You know what? I'm taking some time for me. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna read that book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in Oprah's book club now and shit. Like I'm doing like I'm doing some real quiet shit right now, right? Because I tend to do things backwards, right? And I'm really trying to get out of that. I'm trying to get to the point. I don't know if it was you who said this to me. I give good advice, but I never follow it.
Yeah. You do. You give me good advice, but you don't follow it for
I
yourself.
don't I don't follow for myself. I'm like a mega church preacher that got bitches on the side.
It's the preacher in you from your upbringing.
Yeah, like I know right from wrong, but I'm gonna try this wrong first,
Yeah.
right? I'm gonna try this wrong first. And I find myself in these sticky situations or embarrassing moments or just, hijinks, shenanigans and otherwise, right? To it, that's why I had to end my crazy summer. It ain't cute at 50. Like the shit that happened to me at 49, you know, getting shot at randomly, getting roofied at a bar, that's cool at 49.
It's not cool at all at any time. What are you talking about?
Like it makes for a good story.
Yeah, but you don't need stories at this age, right?
I
Like
don't
you
need any more stories.
no, you want to like rate your own story at this point and not just be a part of what's around you. And I I'm feeling that so hard right now, just I do feel like this internal clock ticking, and it's weird how it just doesn't affect, the concept of relationships. I mean, it's like the quality of time with my kids, like how do I want to spend that? It's what kind of things do I feel I want to choose for myself in my career, and what am I willing to tolerate these days? Because you only have but so much time left. Like I want to be working maybe another 10 years max. So I got to figure out a way to leverage whatever I can leverage to get to a place where that's what my cutoff's going to be. Or I want to create something for myself that's going to be sustainable moving forward, that will generate something for me moving forward.
I think I'm always gonna work. I like working.
I do too, but like if I'm going to do it, I want it to be like I want to be able to create something that people can access and that I don't have to do the heavy lifting anymore,
Yeah.
so that then I can pursue some of these other things that I really want to do, either in the arts or like I wanted to create this sexual literacy resort for forever, and like really sitting down and thinking about like what is that going to look like and what do I need to get there. And part of that's like a legacy for my kids potentially. So really having those conversations and just figuring out like, when I was in my 20s, you could fuck around with maybe, you know, career choices that weren't necessarily things that were on your plan, so to speak. But like I don't have time to fuck around with that at this age.
No.
Like I have to choose very carefully. Right? It's like an Indiana Jones movie at this point, or Goonies. Like if I don't pick the right key, there are consequences that are much more grave.
Which cup did which cup did Jesus really drink out of?
Right? Right? So you have to put some thought into it, and you have to really go after the things that you really want. And I think love is no different. And it's really fine tuning, like, what do I really want? What's really my values? What's important to me? Who's going to be that kind of person moving forward? What do they look like potentially? Is it someone that I can even find in my backyard? That's been a big question for me for the past year. And you know that. Like, I don't know that this is my place. I don't know if this is the place where I will find what I'm necessarily looking for.
I already know what she's gonna look like. I just don't know her name yet. Shit. No, man. This 50 shit is throwing me for a loop in a lot of different ways because my perspective is forced to change, and things happen to you that force you to change, right? Like years ago, it was like, bitches, 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 bourbon, 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 work, work, work. Now I'm sitting there literally like filling out my AARP sign up, right? I got that in my email today. Like, you should sign up for AARP. And I'm like looking at this shit like, hey, they got some reasonable offers here, right? this makes this makes sense, right? I'm signing up. A few weeks ago, I was at a fast food joint because I hate myself, and I ordered some food, and I'm watching the young lady ring it up, and I saw, because she looked at me and then she rang in senior citizen discount.
Oh, it's the beard. It's the gray in the beard.
It's the gray in the beard. Yeah, it's the gray in the beard. And I didn't say shit, right? I chuckled to myself, like, I gotta see. It's the first time I got a senior citizen discount.
Oh, dude, these people be out here calling me ma'am, and I'm like, knock that fucking shit off. Like, I will gladly accept a lot of aging, but do not call me ma'am, please, please, for the love of God.
I was at Family Dollar. I was at Family Dollar. There's like these three young boys. They're like maybe 17 tops. And the one boy, he thought it was funny. He was like, "Hey, Dad." I was like, "Excuse me." He's like, "You look old enough to be my dad." I'm like, "Who's your mom?" Right? Because I might be. Like, did your mom go to the Shadow Lounge? I might be your daddy. Be careful.
I wonder how many like shadow lounge babies are out there that people aren't aware are their shadow lounge children.
That sounds like a horror movie. Comes the Shadow Lounge children. Stephen King probably resents.
Right?
Shadow Lounge children. No, but like it's just different. I don't know. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with 50, but people think like when I turn like the minute I turned 50, um, I had, with the exception of you, you weren't there, but like all of my good friends here were there, and I didn't have it. It didn't feel joyous, right? It felt like you are officially a man of a certain age, right? There's things that you can't do at 50 that you just can't do it anymore because you look dumb as hell doing it, right? You just look dumb, right? So again, just sitting here trying to figure out. I feel like when Bane broke Batman's back, like I'm just like that's what turning 50. That's what turning 50 felt like for me. Like I'm just like sitting here in my little cave, trying to figure out like what I want to be and fix myself up before I come out. Right. That's
You know,
all. It's
and I would say like I don't feel like men have to try so hard to seem like they're young and impressive. And I mean, unless you're actively seeking a woman younger than you, and then yeah, you might have to do that. And I do think there are men that genuinely that's like their thing, which depending on your age may or may not be really creepy. Um, which I'm becoming more aware of the older my younger daughters are getting, right? It's like, oh, there's just genuinely some creepy men out in the world.
mhm.
Period. End of story. But like I just don't feel like you all need to try so hard, like nobody, like, I don't want to be out hiking every fucking weekend. I don't need to go. We don't need to be so active at this age. Like, it's cool to, like, I exercise. I like going out dancing here and there, but on the whole, like, I just want to, like, have some chill moments and not be putting myself in danger at this age.
No, no, like I was out, this is a while ago. I was out with a woman. She invited me to this thing, and I thought it was gonna be something different, right? So we should go to this reggae thing. And I'm like, yo, because I love reggae. I love dance hall. I thought it was gonna be like, like traditional dance hall. It was that new shit, that reggaeton, whatever shit it was. And I realized immediately I was in over my old ass head, right? I was like, oh no, I'm old. And I started doing this thing. I didn't say this shit aloud because I'm doing this thing where if I'm out, I try to, when you're older, you got to be careful when you're in them streets, socializing with women. You got to make sure that you don't say unfuckable shit,
Hmm.
right? Don't say anything that's gonna make you unfuckable, and it can happen real fast. Like, don't say this music is too loud. Don't say if your feet hurt, don't say your feet hurt. Nothing's supposed to hurt, right? Don't say that you don't say anything complaining about the moment that you're in. If you can't dance, right? Look at the person next to you and try to and do exactly what they're doing or something close to it. See, I can dance, I have rhythm. So like, I can adapt real fast. Do I want to do this dumbass dance step? No. No. Because like I'd rather be home listening to Frankie Beverly. Right. But you can't say I want to listen to Frankie Beverly because her vagina will get up and walk out the club. You got to be careful of what you say. You want to get so I'm very mindful of not saying old unfuckable dude shit, right? Just being careful. So sometimes you gotta take one for the team. You gotta be in a place where the music's too loud and it sucks. And everyone there is younger than you. And they know that, when you walk in, like you look like I don't like to walk into a club and look like I'm looking for my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm that old now. I'm that old now. I'm 50. Like I could be
You
looking for
are
my
that old.
daughter in this bitch,
Yep.
right? I could be looking for my daughter. The fuck? Told
Yeah.
your ass to come. You know what I mean? Like for real. Like that's how old I am now. So I'm being very mindful of not to say if I'm with younger people, with a younger woman, to not say anything too old. Just be careful. For real. Just don't say nothing that's gonna make you, you know, don't say I remember when. Don't say none of that shit like that. Don't say well, this used to be in Isleys. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that shit though about my male friends. Like, I was at a Far Side show last night and we were like damn near like front and center. But the bass was so fucking loud. And like my friend and I turned to each other and we were both like, I can fucking feel this shit in my heart right now. And I don't know if I'm gonna make it. But we powered through. But it's really nice to like have those moments with people I'm friends with, and we just all recognize and can just be like, yeah, we fucking old. But we out here. But we old.
We old. We
Yeah.
old. Like we were talking like before this shit, like before we are taping, like I'm still pretty fit and I'm flexible. Like I don't do yoga or anything, but like I'm stretchy as fuck. Like I'm super stretchy. Ouch, that hurt a little bit. I shouldn't have done that. But there's no reason for me to be, like I'm not really. There's no reason for me to exert myself anymore for entertainment.
No, but I think, generation our Gen X, we're different. We're different. Like, I feel like my parents retired mentally at a very young age to some degree. Like, they just hit a point in their like 40s, 50s where they were like, we're just done with life and we're gonna ride it out, you know, as best
Yeah.
we can. I don't feel that way mentally at all. Like, I still feel like there's a lot of challenges and other things that I want to do, and I'm still open to potential partner. Like, there's just other things, you know, and it's a little bit different. And then I don't know, millennials just seem to have they seem to give up on life pretty easily too. Like they be at home with some crocheted shit, and I don't understand.
Making bread.
Making bread, yeah.
The
Millennials are
fuck?
different. But like our generation, we're a little different. Like I don't know that we're gonna surrender into that good night like quietly at all, you know. And I think part of that is the hip hop culture, and like this being the 50th anniversary just yesterday, like you can feel that, and it's just it's a little bit of a different vibe that I think that we all have, that we were raised with. But it's funny to watch us all kind of starting to age and slow down, and you know, we're just so different than any other generation that I see out there in terms of how we handle things and handle our business. And yeah,
We're just not as fragile,
we're
right?
really not. It's all that latchkey kid shit, you know. You
Yeah.
spend, like your whole youth alone, and it just you different.
I had low key. Yeah, I had low key. I kept on it was like on a red or a green string that I kept in my shirt when I was little,
Yep.
right? Like, motherfucker, I learned how to cook when I was like 8.
Cool
When you're
though.
making your own hamburgers and french fries at like 8, 9 years old, you're a little different. But, that just is what it is. I
Yeah,
think going forward, I think honestly, I don't want to be bored. I don't want to be bored,
I don't either.
right? I don't want to be bored. I do want to have, I want to have fun, right? Whatever I do, I want to have fun. I want it to be enjoyable. And it's weird because like when I'm out, I get like this 50-50 thing. Sometimes I see couples, out holding hands and, enjoying each other's company. I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah,
I miss that.
I have friends my age who are in relationships, and they look like they're really having a good time, and it's
Yeah.
super looks fun, and like I'm like, oh, that's kind of what I want. But they're
And
also
then
very clear about their
I
expectations, and
yeah, I see the other couple that's fucking arguing. And
or
I'm like, cause like,
or they just aren't talking to each other at all
yeah, and
at dinner.
like I'm in the bar business. So like one of my sick little twisted things is I love to see couples like fall the fuck apart like in public. Fucking love that shit. That's delicious to me. That is delicious to me. Fuck cheesecake. I like to see a woman like 4 drinks in just click out on her boyfriend or her husband, whoever he is. Just like, you know, I've seen some shit like one time. I'm not. There's this couple that used to come in this place I used to work. They start off good, but then about 4 Tito's in, the truth comes out real quick, right? When you hear some shit like, and that's why I fucked him, Bob, and that's why I fucked him. Like, god damn, that's delicious. That is delicious right there. I love this. That's my one little sick little. I love to see couples. I'm not a hater, but I just like love to see that shit in public. So part of me is like, I do, I miss having someone. And I've said this before. I don't know if I ever said this on the show, but I've told you this personally. You know, you don't automatically get to divorce,
No.
right? That's a marathon to get to divorce, right? To get to it. Along that way, things fall to the wayside, right? Not going to go into whole detail, but like things fall to the wayside. So when I first moved back here and started, being out in the streets, it was nice to sit across the table from a beautiful woman having dinner with somebody who actually really wants to be there with you. And you want to be there with them. Like it's not you know, you're not forced to do this. You actually enjoy each other's company for as long as you possibly can. I miss that. Right. But then like now, like I said, like watching a couple argue and then like watching people hold hands, it's like a 50-50 thing. Right. So part of me is like when I see that bullshit, I'm like, yeah, nope. You know what I mean? And then like when I see the happy couple or whatever, I also say to myself, like, how much work are they putting into that shit to make that look like that? Because I don't want to do that kind of fucking work. Like
Mm,
literally, I will never ever, I'm just gonna put this on wax, right now. I don't ever want to be in another relationship where I have to work at making someone else happy and making myself happy at the same time. If this shit feel like a job, I'm clocking the fuck out. I quit. I'm not bitter, but I'm not working. And if you have a list of demands, bitch, you better have hostages or and kill them. Cause like I'm not paying that ransom.
yeah.
Fuck your demands.
No, I think people have to have their own sense of self-worth. and they have to be able to occupy themselves and just be comfortable with themselves.
Yeah.
Like, and again, like, I think that that's where a lot of people just, you were saying, like, they run away from themselves. So if you don't even know what you like, really like, are you really doing something because it's cool? Like, do you really like getting up at 5 in the morning to go and hiking on a Sunday? Do you know what I mean? Or are you
Yeah.
doing it because, that's what you have been told you should be doing, right?
Also keep in mind the internet puts,
But the
everybody
internet's
puts their best face
it's
forward.
trash. It's trash. Dating sites are trash. Um, so, I don't know. Like, I think it comes down to finding people who do have like that healthy sense of who they are, a healthy sense of what they want, but they're still malleable, because if you do end up like in a relationship with someone, there is give and take that you have to have, but it should be demands. No, because like you said, like, I'm kind of stuck about some things at this point.
Don't don't put me on a timetable. Don't
Yeah.
put me, don't like I'm not going. Here's the thing. I am certain things I'm working on changing, but guess what though? I like bourbon, menthol cigarettes, jazz, Stevie Wonder, shooting darts. You know what? If I'm boring, I'm boring. But like I'm happy with me. If you can't fuck with me as right now, don't look at me like I'm a project. Don't look at me like, you know what, I can fix that shit. No, no, bitch, you can't, because this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is who I am.
I don't got time to fix people. I just,
I'm already artsy fartsy. I can paint, I can dance, I can sing, I can draw. There's a lot of shit that I can do. But guess what? On Sundays during football season, leave me the fuck alone and watch football all day. Like, I'm still a dude, right?
yeah,
And a lot of people think that, like, oh, I can. Don't look at me like a challenge. Look at me as who I am. Either you choose to fuck with it or not, right? I'm just who I am, right? And I've been criticized for being who I am. Certain things, yes, I do have to work on, but certain things I'm not going to work on.
yeah,
If you don't like my taste in music, then you don't like my taste in music, right? I'll never date another woman who don't like Aretha Franklin. Bitch, you got to go.
yeah.
Period. But um, nah, I've been in some situations where people wanted me to change for is this a long term thing or is this a short term thing?
Yeah, I don't think I could be in a relationship with someone who doesn't like hip hop, because I was,
Nah,
and like, it was hard. It was hard because you can't go out like, not that you have to do everything together, but sometimes you do want to enjoy things with someone else. And it's like, if I can't take you out and expect you to reasonably be able to blend in dancing, it doesn't have to be like perfect, but reasonably blend in, then I just, like, I'm not going to do it at this age.
no.
I'm just not, you know. Just like, I love cats, but I can't have cats because my dogs don't like cats. And my dogs just trump that at this point. So, you just have your set of like small requirements. You just got to work with that, you know?
No, that's the thing. Like, I've been messy for a long time, and admittedly and openly confessed about being messy. Like, if you meet me and I say I'm messy as hell, right? Then guess what? Don't be like, break out your emotional dustpan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or walk in there like my mom, be like, you got 30 minutes to clean this room up. Like, no, this is my mess. This is what I'm in right now. I know I'm in it, but I'm admitting that I'm messy. I'm
Right.
not proud of it, but that's who the fuck I am right now. You want to fuck with it? Like, this is your choose your own adventure. Do you want to fuck with it? Let's play. Let's play the game of do you want to fuck with it? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? This is Ernest, 49 years old, 50, divorcee, bad heart, high blood pressure. His favorite color is bourbon. He loves red bones and rice. Do you want to fuck with it? Right? He comes and goes as he pleases. Skinny jeans. Do you want to fuck with it? He still smokes cools. Do you want to fuck with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Like, do you want to fuck with it?
That should be a fucking game show.
It is. It should be. It's my life. Do you want to? It's been my dating life.
Be like the 50-year-old version of the dating game.
Like I, I have to like, I have to like change my standards of like who I'm gonna date. You know what I mean? Like, bitch, if you can't name the lead singer of the Commodores, I can't fuck with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't fuck with you. Like for real, you have to name three Whitney Houston songs, right? You got to name the two lead characters of Miami Vice. Like I'm in that age group.
Right.
For real. What was Michael Knight's car's name? Like shit like that. What's your favorite Bruce Lee movie?
See, this would be a fun game show. I'd watch this shit.
Do you want to fuck with it? I choose to fuck with it, Bob. I choose to fuck with it. Right? Come on down, Ernest. Right?
No, it changes so much. Like, and I don't, and even in a relationship sphere, like say that I got to that point, like I've hit a point where I'm like, I don't know that I want to live with someone again.
Oh, I'll never do that.
Yeah, like I'd be happy to be someone's neighbor. I'd be happy to live in a general proximity, but I genuinely think that I want to live by
Fun fact, that doesn't work that well.
Well, not if you do it wrong, it doesn't.
Yeah, well, that was me at 49. I wish I would have met her now. It'd be different.
Well, okay, well, general vicinity, I don't mean on my same street or close in that closet,
Okay.
like maybe the same state.
Oh, I gotta write a story about my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to fuck with it?
Yeah, just, would you be comfortable not living with that person that you're with? Because that for me is like a thing. I really like having my space. I like sleeping alone a lot, that's a whole thing, having to sleep with someone else. Like you got to make accommodations for stuff. And people are, they have like fucking CPAPs and shit. Like it's different, I don't know if I can sleep to the whir of your machine. So
Yeah, it's you know, sexy as hell. Then you turn into Darth Vader at night and shit for 8 hours and shit. That shit on your face. Get scuba sleep. All that
right.
bullshit. I ain't dissing that. Everybody has their own shit. I snore,
Yeah. No,
right?
everybody
I
has
snore
their,
loudly.
but it's like, do you want to like be in a space where you have to give up your sleep to accommodate that necessarily? No, I think you can reasonably have a relationship with someone and not live with them.
Yeah. I mean, I've had issues like when people like want or like, you should come to bed. I'm like, I'm an insomniac. You didn't know that, did you? You know what I mean? Like I'm up. Like I'm gonna watch, bitch, I'm up watching Kojak at like 3 in the morning. Like that's just me. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I don't think that nah, living with somebody again? Hell no. I'm not bitter, but nah,
Yeah.
nope. Seats up, boo. The seats up. You know what I'm saying? I just
Unless there's a really big house involved and we can each have our own section. And
no,
then
because they're still there. They're still there. Right? No. Ugh.
well, it could be like my great grandparents and go back to an age where people had like separate bedrooms and shit. Separate
Yeah.
bed. That's like
Yeah.
super appealing. Like, okay, we can come together and then you can go to your own space.
You know what's funny?
That was great. It's time you can go now.
That's nice. Here you go.
Right.
See you in the morning?
Yeah.
Nah, like what's funny? I'm sitting there talking all this spicy shit. And I'm like next year this time, be like, I met her. I met her. I'm so in love. She is the one for me. I'm dreading the possibility
If
of that
if
happening.
you ever fucking say you're getting married again, I literally will fucking slap you. If I
Oh
just
no, I'm never getting married again.
Yeah. No.
You know what? I might. I might get married again. But she would have to be like, it would have to be, first off, you know what? I don't think I'm ever gonna have all of my shit together. So I like some loose ends here and there. So like I don't think it just keeps me alive. That's how you know I'm alive. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't want to get my shit all the way together because then somebody will want to make me responsible adult again. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably never get married. Right. If I met a woman and it just everything clicked or whatever, I don't know what I'd do. I really don't. I've had the opportunity to spend some time with some really amazing women, really interesting and all that good stuff. Um, I guess I'm afforded that somehow, but I don't know if I'd ever, ever say like I want to get married again because that's different, right? And plus, I'm old. I can say that now. I'm old enough to know better.
Yep.
I really am. I'm old enough to know better, right? So I don't want to cut any. And plus, getting to know a motherfucker again and letting somebody know you and letting them in and sharing all the things that make you you with somebody, that's hard. That's trust. You know what I mean? I don't know if I could. I'm willing to let somebody in like that ever again at all
Well, I
at
think
50.
there's part of me too that feels like if you are with someone, and I think there's a part of me that is much less reluctant to wanting to look back, right? I think it would be something where, like, if I'm healed from something and I feel good about it, I'm not going to feel a need to talk about it. I don't know that I need to give you that whole and I don't know that I want to know your whole history. If you good and you're healed, like, I don't know that we need to be picking at those scabs at this age. I'm more like, where are we moving forward? Like, what what do you want moving forward at this point? I don't want to give that stuff energy. I think, the part of that, I think we grew up in an era where people did a lot of trauma bonding, right? And I've been able to identify, like, you can end up in relationships where you end up feeling comfortable with people because you've been through like the same kind of hard shit or whatnot. And I don't know that I want to go through that with someone moving forward. I have friends that know my shit, and that's good enough for me because they can support me at that level. I don't know that I need that in a relationship. I don't know that someone needs to be peeking in all those closets,
No,
because
no.
I clean them and they're good. But I don't need to go back and see if there's still cobwebs at this point.
Mm-mm,
Like, I'm cool.
mm-mm. My closet's fucked up. My closet is comical, right? Like, it's still fucking messy in there and shit.
It's
Like,
scary. Your closet's scary, my friend.
yeah, I got a bowling ball in there. I haven't bowled since like '98. You know what I'm saying? There's shit in there.
Yeah.
There's some shit in there. You know what I mean? There's like that chick Jamie from Greensbury that I spent that time in the jacuzzi with. There's shit in my closet that's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just being honest. So I don't. You're right. I don't know if I'm not willing to let somebody in like that. Like you said, my homies know my shit,
Yeah.
and
And
I know my homie shit.
I think that's okay at this age, because I don't know that you need that validation anymore at this age. I don't know that you need that kind of emotional comfort if you yourself feel good. Like, I can tell when someone, like, in the couple of interactions I've had with people potentially for dating, I can tell where men are, or women for that matter, by how they, like, refer to or talk about their former relationships. And so, like, if off the bat, you thrown in expletives, or like it's coming out real harsh, it's like, oh, like, I don't want to, you're going to be pulling me into your closet, and I don't want to spend time in there. I'm not doing 7 minutes of hell, like, I ain't doing that shit at this age. Like,
Yeah.
we
And then this bitch, I can't believe this bitch did this. I'm still on that right now. I can't believe this bitch. I can't believe this bitch.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's not butter.
You gotta give can't believe he's not bitching.
This bitch is
Yeah, you need to give time
my
for that,
car.
because that to me is like, I don't want to engage. I don't want to engage with that. I want to know that you found some peace. I want to know that because, like, I don't particularly like my former husband, but I don't feel any need to talk about that shit at all at this point. I don't even think about it. I don't think about it till I get a check every month, and then he gladly reminds me because he still writes me some real fucked up messages in the memo notes that I at some
Oh,
point gotta legally
you
take care
too?
of. Yeah, right. We've had that.
You too, huh?
Why? Like
Man,
I don't even think about you unless unless you send me something physical in the mail. Like you are not in my periphery. And
I like I said, I thought I was gonna have this feeling of longing or missing, right?
oh, it's fucking relief. It was such a relief.
Yeah. And that's another reason why I don't think I I failed at dating because of me and my choices, to be honest with you, in my recent past. So, I remember being in certain situations where I don't really feel like discussing. I don't want to discuss I don't want to discuss this with I'll discuss it with you because you my home, right? You my home girl. We got history, right? But once you start discussing, divorces and how you're handling it, I didn't want that to bleed into what I was doing in the moment. And it was, right? I don't feel like answering questions about custody with you. I'm not comfortable with that. And plus, when you do that, what I'm coming to find out too is when people ask you these questions, sometimes they're gauging to see if that's how you're going to be with them too,
Of course.
right? Like this is how you handle. This is how
Right.
you handle your things. I'm like, this is how this situation has to be handled, right? But it's none of your fun. This this ain't your circus and this ain't your monkeys.
Right.
So like, why do you care? You know what I mean? So that's another reason why I don't really want to date seriously right now because I don't think I'll ever share all of that because some of it is very personal and it's very private, right? And it ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? It's for the homies. It's for the bourbon saying I can't believe that bitch did this type shit for those moments, but it's not for my intimate partner. I don't even want them to have that energy on them.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
like bringing someone else in that doesn't need to be there, as far as I'm concerned at this point. I don't need to trauma bond with people anymore.
It sucks to be having dinner, like you look at your phone and you just got an invoice from your attorneys in the mail while you're having dinner. And you're just like, fuck, right? Like, bitch, don't order dessert. Oh, shit. Oh, she ordered appetizers. God damn. God damn. Shit. She got the blooming onion. So, like, that's that's just where I'm at. Like, I need to get over that stuff first. I really do. I need to get that behind me and let that take as much time as I need it to take. Now it's not like wounds. It's just things that I just need to process,
Yeah.
right? Before I can just say like, you know what, I want to get back out there and share myself with the world on that level, right? I just don't want to. I really don't. I don't want to. The shit that you know. The shit that my friends know, they know, right? But that doesn't necessarily define me as a person. Doesn't necessarily define me as a future partner either. It's just things that happen, right? That's all. So if you don't like who I am in the moment that you meet me, there's nothing that I can do to change that. And if you don't put that motherfucking hoop down that I'm not going to jump through, oh, this bitch came with hoops. You know what I'm saying? This bitch brought hoops. Oh shit!
She's that
Right?
special. She's that special Barbie.
Yeah, she's that special one. I'll buy some hoop earrings, but I ain't jumping through them hoops though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just not who I am. I'm not willing to do it. I don't think I'll ever do it again unless I felt that she was total like the relationship was totally worth it, right? And what's also fucked up is I'm just gonna say this shit. It's hard to tell a woman that she's fucked up.
Mm.
Women just women come into this shit. I'm not gonna sound this is this is gonna be a two-part episode. Women, I'm not gonna say all women, right? Because I don't want to get booed off of Oprah. Um, but I find that sometimes that it feels like when you're getting into a relationship, like it's like a long ass audition, right? Like a man comes in, like I always felt like recently in certain ways, I felt like I'm like a long ass audition. And like this bitch is like the director and the casting agent and the producer of this shit called Our Relationship, right? And you got to go in there and put your best face forward and do all this shit because they basically want to run the show. I'm just saying, like, because it's hard to tell a woman that, hey, you need to fix this shit without them believing that you're wrong. Because a lot of women wrote, I'm not gonna say this. I've been in situations where my partners didn't think that they were wrong. Right. It's hard to tell a woman that, hey, you're kind of fucked up. That's all. Because then there's gonna be arguments. There's gonna be repercussions for telling a woman, the women in my life, that they have some issues that they need to work on too. That's all I'm saying. Maybe it's just me. I don't know, fellas. To the fellas who listen to the show, I'd like your feedback. Uh, uh, again, this isn't a knock on women. It's just like something that I've experienced in my life in of 50 years, right? And of 37 years of dating, 38 years of dating in relationships. This is what I find to be a problem. And the last time I told somebody that they were fucked up, shit, I haven't spoken to her in 7 months.
There's so
You know
many.
what I'm talking about. so, so many bitches. Um, oh shit. Yeah, that too. That's why, like, I'm just, when you say you're not the first person to say that, that's why, like, I'm not really proud of that fact.
That's all
You know
right.
what I mean?
I tease, but
I know, but you mean it though.
I just know you, that's all.
Nah. Like I told a woman that I know for a while that, like, hey, you're something's not right here,
Oh, yeah.
and it's you. And they were like, we haven't spoken since. It's totally damaged our friendship. I think probably beyond repair.
I think it's the approach, but then was it really a good friendship if you couldn't have that kind of honesty to begin with?
But that's the thing. Like, now a woman can tell me that I'm fucked up and I need to fix it and put me on the clock.
Well,
But
I don't know that that's okay either. That's what I'm saying. If you have a friendship where you can be like really open with each other as part of that dynamic, and there's like an understanding that it's coming from like love and care for that person. But I mean, if you've had a long-term friendship with someone and they can't receive something without internalizing it or making it so personal that it affects the relationship, like, was that then really a well-built relationship to begin with?
see, that's why I fuck with you, Yoda. We, we should do a podcast about relationships.
I know, right?
I know people would listen too. I mean, I'm not gonna listen to my own advice, but hopefully somebody else will.
On on that note, do you have any kind of final words of wisdom for people as they enter an arena of aging and love?
Uh, yeah, you know, take stock of who you are. Think about what you want. Think about the person you want to be. Right? There's always, as long as you have time, you can fix some things. Some things are going to be broken beyond repair. That's just, at this point in your life, you get to this age, some things are going to stay broken. But as long as you're on the clock, try to fix the things that you value, the relationships. Try to mend some fences. Be honest with yourself about where you are in your life. Be cognizant of the fact that time is not your friend anymore, nor has it really ever been. The relationships that you have, nurture them if they're good. The relationships that you have that are bad in any way, personal, professionally, romantic, cut them loose, because time is not your friend anymore. Like I said before, it's the most valuable thing. Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg and that Nazi dude, what's his name, Elon, whatever the fuck, those motherfuckers got all the money in the world, but they all gonna die one day too, because they can't buy time. So whatever you do, try to do as least harm as possible to yourself and others as you go. Right? Love is always a possibility. Right? Be optimistic about that. I believe in being optimistic about love, and don't shut yourself out or shut yourself out to the possibility of blessings of having a good person in your life. Don't do that. Be as optimistic as you can. Dodge cynicism, dodge your negative talk. Try to be the best person for you first, because if you can't be the best person for you first, all your other relationships are going to suffer for it. And it took me a long time to learn that, right? Love is always a possibility. Love is real.
So
God damn, I'm good.
you are. I would I would just add maybe, just being authentic. Don't feel that you have to be something you're not. Roll with the fact that you are aging and it's going to present different opportunities and challenges for you at this age, be it emotional or physical or otherwise. And just be real about that. And with that, be open-minded to the fact that other people that you meet will have their own kind of challenges and opportunities that come with aging as well. And just, try to look forward. You're at a place where you can reflect on the past for a bit, but you don't want to be stuck there no more. You just want to be, looking to the memories you want to make moving forward, because no one wants to be on their deathbed and just like be flashing back to like the shit in their past that wasn't good. Don't live there. It's so not good to live there. And yeah, I think, hope springs eternal and love springs eternal, and just try to be open to the possibilities, as Ernest said.
Yeah. You know, love don't cost a thing, but divorce is expensive.
It fucking is. So keep that in mind too. Keep that in mind too. On that note, if you find yourself in darkness, as always, we certainly hope it's in the shadow of love.